Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for attending this press conference at such a short notice. But for the past few months now, I have been deliberating, and the media and the world, the football world, has been speculating where my next club will be. Ever since I announced Chelsea, my resignation from Chelsea, it's been widely speculated. Now, in front of me right now, I have 3 contracts from 3 teams that are interested in my services. This has been quite a difficult situation, quite a difficult decision, but I think I'm making the right choice here. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be taking my talents to Turin, signing with Juventus. I will now take any questions from the media that you may have. What are your objectives in the Juventus Career Mode? Okay, so what are my objectives with Juventus? I want to win the Champions League title. That is the ultimate goal. Of course, Juventus have been very, very good in real life. They've been very, very good in the past. They've won the Supercoppa, they've won the Coppa Nacional, they've won the Serie A. But the Champions League is something that's eluded them for quite a while now. They got close a few seasons ago where they lost to Barcelona. But right now, I want to take Juventus to the next level and win the Champions League title. What position do you want to upgrade on the most for Juventus? Position that I want to upgrade the most for Chelsea, I'd probably say left mid, right mid. The wingers, we need some stability there. We need some backups. We've got Kingsley Coman out on loan at Bayern Munich. Besides that, for the left-hand side, there's nobody there. So left-hand side, probably the most I'm going to improve. Midfield, we don't need to improve. Centre-backs, we are absolutely stacked. I'm pretty blessed with centre-backs. Of course, Bonucci, my former player at Chelsea. Strikers-wise, we've got Dybala, Higuain, Mandzukic, so I don't think we need to improve there. Goalkeepers, we've got the legend Gigi Buffon and Nato, the Brazilian. So, getting back to your question, I think left mid, right mid, they're the positions we need to improve on. Will you sign Alaba when you are at Juventus? Nah, not a chance. Not a chance, mate. I'm not going to be signing Alaba at Juventus. Oh, we've already got Alexandro, and by the way, I'm planning on playing 3 at the back, so left back is not a position we need to focus on. Alexandro's there, Patrice Evra's there, Alaba, no need at all. With you being the new Juve manager, will you keep the old routines like Buffon, or will you switch them for younger players? That's a good question, Alan. The routine, the old players, I'm going to stay true. Gigi Buffon was a hero of mine growing up, so I am definitely keeping him as our starting goalkeeper. This is the one season for glory save, so I'm just going to put the best players in, and really, I'm not too worried about age in this series. Buffon's probably going to retire at the end of the season, but it won't matter because we're only doing 1 season, so I definitely want to show the respect that he deserves. A few of our older players as well that are genuine starters, I'm probably going to keep them in there as well just because they have the big game experience, and I think they have the leadership to kind of nurture some of our younger superstar players like Paulo Dybala. Ladies and gentlemen, that's where I'm going to conclude this press conference. Thank you all for turning up. Thank you for all the questions, and I look forward to working with Juventus. Forza Juve! It is time to get into the gameplay now for the Juventus Career Mode Series. We are in. I am so excited to begin this series. So here we go into the Serie A, or the Calcio A now I guess it is called. So Juventus. We got a critical for domestic success, continental success, and brand exposure, which are all things that I'm cool with. They're all pretty easy to achieve, I think. Financial, very low, which is fine by me, and then youth development, which is, it's medium, which I'm happy about. So last career mode, we went with this guy, but I might change up the avatar this time. Alright, let's go this time. No, what? Alright, so this is gonna be our avatar for the series. I have no idea. He's probably the most appealing one there to me, besides the one that we had last career mode. So, of course, we do our first name _ and our last name is JarradHD. Nationality, Australia. And we're gonna go shirt and tie. Alright, so for this career mode series, we will be playing on world class. That's what I normally play on. 4 minutes, Sterling, Juventus Stadium. Download the latest squads and European competitions first season. So looks like our group is going to be Juve, Arsenal, Monaco and Mönchengladbach. Alright, so pre-season tournament invites. Let's have a look and see what we're offered up. So I'm going to go with the Asian Elite Cup, mainly because it has more money and I do like Asian football, some decent opponents in there, and yeah, we'll go with that. So shirt sales, the board want us to earn £170 million in shirt sales. I think we can do that quite easily if we bring in a big name signing. Our vision and expectations. Alright, so let's have a look and see. So overview, we want to win the Champions Cup. That is my goal anyways. Win the league title and win the Copa Nacional. All things that I want to be doing. All things that we need to be doing, considering this is a one season for glory save. So taking a look at our starting 11 right now, this is the default starting 11 for Juventus. A 3-5-2 it is. So it's an interesting formation. 3 at the back is not where I normally play, but I'm going to give it a bit of a chance to start off the save. If we don't get the results we want, I'm going to change it up to a 4 at the back, but I'll give 3 at the back a bit of a go. Now, the number 1 position I think we need to improve. I think we need a left winger / left midfielder. Alexandro is there right now, but he's a left back. We do have Kingsley Coman out on loan, but I want to get a world-class player because I think if we get a world-class left midfielder, that would just top off this squad. Right midfield-wise, I'm going to be interchanging Cuadrado and Dani Alves throughout the series. They're both top talents, and I think I'm going to have like the role, the format, the instruction for Cuadrado to drop back on defense. So he's virtually playing as a right back as well. Midfield wise, our 3 midfielders, Pjanic, Marquisio and Khedira all do the job for me. We've got other decent alternatives in Quadro Asamoah, Hernandez, Lamina, Storaro, all in the midfield as well. So virtually the whole squad, all we just need is a left midfielder. Strikers, Higuain and Dybala, Mandzukic as well. I might go in and get one more striker just to help cover us for fixture congestion, but we've got a lot of depth there as well. And then centre backs, Juventus are ridiculous when it comes to their centre back capabilities. Starting 3 are Chiellini, Bonucci and Barzagli, and they also have Benassia and Rugani. Rugani is an absolute gun. So all around, this Juventus side is absolutely fantastic. Buffon, he's going to be staying in goals as well for the whole series. Might give Nato, the backup goalkeeper, a few runs, but Buffon is he was one of my idols growing up as a goalkeeper, a bit of a hero of mine as a child, so I'm going to show the loyalty he deserves, and he's going to be starting virtually every game. So I've gone through, done a bit of research, looked at the comments you left on the last video, and I have shortlisted 3 players that I think would suit this Juve squad quite nicely. 3 players that have been linked to Juventus in real life. And there were a lot more players on this shortlist initially, but I have narrowed it down to my 3 favorites. And we have Riyad Mahrez, Dimitri Payet, and Alexis Sanchez. Now, out of all 3 of these players, Sanchez will be the one that I will be going in for the hardest. He has Serie A experience. He used to play for Udinese before he transferred to Barcelona a few years ago. He is an absolute gun. He is the best rated out of all these players, and he would just suit my playstyle fantastically. So we have a lot of money. I didn't realize how much money we have. 122 million in the transfer budget. So I'm going to start things off here with he's valued at 39.5. I'm just going to say 45 million to start negotiations off with Wenger. Dimitri Payet, the left midfielder from West Ham United, he's valued at 26 million. I'm going to say 30 million for the Frenchman. And Riyad Mahrez, I'm not sure what his capabilities are on the left-hand side, but he could come in quite nicely on the right. So he's valued at 30 million. I'm just going to offer up 32 million there for him. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for the opening social media update for the Juventus Career Mode Series. If you are new to the concept of this cutscene, virtually we look around social media seeing what is being said about the club by our players and to us as manager. So we start things off on Twitter here. Gonzalo Higuain, our Argentine striker, sends quite a nice message to us saying, "Welcome to Juve at JarradHD. I look forward to working with you and am confident that it is going to be a big season with you in charge. Hashtag for the Juve." Trophy emojis, fist emojis. I feel the same, Gonzalo. I am hoping that you can be a big part of our team and help us achieve the treble. Staying on the subject of our recruitment to Chelsea, and we move to Instagram. The official Juve Fans Australia Instagram page did post a photo of us in front of the Australian flag saying Australia's very own JarradHD is now our manager. Good to see that I've got some support back home. And finally, an absolute bombshell. This might be the first time that a player of his caliber has announced that he wants to leave on Twitter. He says, "Get us on the plane to Turin," Alexis Sanchez that is, posting photos with his dogs and a bag ready to leave. So I guess I'll book you in on the next flight, Sanchez. He puts the Italian emoji, the plane emoji, the eye emojis, and says hashtag JarradHD in, hashtag Sanchez in. Would be great to get the Chilean back, well, not back, but to Turin. So we will have our first training session here for the series. So we have Lamina Rugani. I freaking love Rugani. I used him last year in the Man City Dream Team series and he was an absolute boss for us. So I'm excited to use him again. Dybala, Sturaro, and Matteo. We're going to simulate it here and let me know what players you would like me to train. I'm pretty interested and pretty curious to see who's decent, who has good potential, but ratings-wise, that's a good session. Growth-wise, poor. Alright, so both West Ham and Arsenal get back to us on the transfers. West Ham want 48.5 million for Dimitri Payet, which isn't too bad. I'll meet them somewhere just over halfway and say 40 million. And Arsenal want 69.5 million. That's not too bad, to be honest. I thought they would ask for a little bit more. I'll do the same thing virtually, add an extra 10 million pounds and say 55 million. So we have a lot of players in our squad that are out on loan, on 2-year loans, 1-year loans. So there is one player that I'm definitely going to be pulling back now, and that is going to be Kingsley Coman. He is apparently really good in this career, in the FIFA this year. He's on loan at Bayern Munich. He would be so valuable to have in our team. So let's recall him for loan, just under £1 million. That is going to be worth it. And I know I have a lot of strikers out on loan. I have not Dimitri Payet, Simone Zaza, same club, but he is out on loan at West Ham. But I said earlier that I want to get a new striker to really help us with rotations. It's not going to be Zaza. I'm probably going to keep him out on loan and probably go buy a different striker. So we will have our opening game now against Arsenal in the Asian Elite Cup. You can see that I'm rocking no wrong side. Far out. I have 2 team sheets. I'm playing the strongest one. Fingers crossed nobody gets injured. If someone gets injured, I'm going to be real salty because I full put out a heaps weak side. Full just worked it out then. But we have the lead now. Fingers are crossed that we don't get any injuries. Dybala makes it 2-0. Come on, lads. No injuries. Skip. 4-0. Yes, no injuries. Thank the Lord for that. So Leicester City get back to us and they want 55.5 million for Riyad Mahrez, the Algerian right midfielder. I seem to be doing the same thing. I seem to just keep meeting clubs around the middle mark of what they offered. So 42 million for Mahrez. And Arsenal still want 69.5 million pounds for Sanchez. Not sure whether to just bite the bullet and go in and put all that money in or try to keep lowballing them. I'll say 63 million, but if they say the same 69.5 offer, I'll just do it. I'll just meet them there. Alright, and we have the second game in the Asian Elite Tournament. This time, I'm rocking my weaker squad. This is it, and it's still so strong. Juventus have such a strong squad that our rotational weaker side is still probably going to beat a lot of Serie A teams, which is just crazy to see. So, Manchester City rocking a somewhat weak side as well. Piaka missing a penalty. Let's see how we perform. It seems to be a pretty boring game. I think if we win this, we qualify for the knockout rounds. Koeman on for Piaka. De Bruyne on for Man City. Still 0-0. Can somebody get the breakthrough goal? We simulated and it's a 0-0 draw. Leicester City accept 42 million for Mahrez. I wasn't expecting that. £140,000 is what Mahrez wants, and £140,000 is what I'm gonna offer. And West Ham accept 40 million as well for Dimitri Payet, so everything's coming up Millhouse, I guess. 170, I will offer him that, but I'm still gonna stick to my guns, lads. I still want to go in for Alexis Sanchez. Yes, get in there. 3 offers accepted. Arsenal accepts 63 million for Sanchez, which I think is a great price, considering how good he has been in real life at the moment for Arsenal, and especially for what he can bring to the team. He's going to be such a game changer for us. He's the difference between like Champions League quarterfinals, semi-finals, and winning the league. Dimitri Payet accepts our contract offer, but for the moment, I'm going to keep it. I'm just going to wait, keep it in the back, but we're not going to accept it if Sanchez accepts. But before we can find out about the future of Sanchez, we have our third and final group stage match for the Asian Elite Tournament. Another big name Premier League club, and a bit of a trip down memory lane. We have Chelsea SC coming up against us. We have just left there in the series. We just finished up with Chelsea. Pretty funny seeing some of these names considering we sold them in the last series. Storaro gives us the lead. We simulate it and we defeat our old club 2-0. Riyad Mahrez accepts the contract. Let's just wait for freaking Sanchez. I could accept Mahrez. He could play on the right hand side, but we already have Cuadrado, Lichtsteiner, and Dani Alves. Tournament prize money, we get £2.5 million for qualifying into the next stage of the tournament. Yes, lads, there it is. Alexis Sanchez accepts the contract. Our first signing for this Juventus 1 season for Glory Career Mode Series. Look at that. It's been rumored in real life and it is happening in this series. Welcome to Juventus, the Chilean Alexis Sanchez.
Now, we must be ready for a new danger. And this is very, very important. You'll know when it comes, with warning and without any warning. The atomic bomb. Nuclear energy.
Both Mahrez and Payet would have been great signings, but I'm going to reject both of them. Do I want to reject Mahrez? Yeah, I'm going to reject both of them and focus on some other positional signings. So we now take on Juventus Hyundai in the friggin' Asian Elite Cup semi-finals. Hopefully we defeat them and get a little bit more money into the club while we figure out who our next signing is going to be. So, they have some decent players, Leonardo, and they take the lead. We equalise, however. We're going to simulate. They knock us out. Fair play to Juventus Hyundai. They defeat us 2-1. So we get just below £3 million for our tournament participation in the Asian Elite Cup. I've been looking up transfer rumours for Juventus for a little bit now, and most of the rumours are about centre mid signings. You've had Mohamed Dahoud from Mönchengladbach, you've had Axel Witsel from the Russian club Zenit, but there's been no real rumours about strikers, so I might just go and make my own signing, figure out who would fit into the squad quite nicely, and go ahead with that. So I've done a little bit of research and I've shortlisted 4 players here that could be rotational strikers in the squad. I don't know about realism with these guys, but I think they would fit in quite nicely. So we have Javier Hernandez, Chicharito, Edinson Cavani from PSG, Manolo Gabbiadini from Napoli, and Nabil Fekir from Olympique Lyon. Now, 2 of these players, we don't have any information about them, so we will let them get scouted through. But in the meantime, I'll put in an offer for the top 2 players, Edinson Cavani and Chicharito. Not quite sure what you guys will think about these players, but we'll give it a crack anyway. So starting off with Cavani, we will go 33 million. And then Chicharito, I wonder what Leverkusen want for him. So 23.5 to 26.5. That's not too bad, to be honest. I'll just offer up his value of 20 million. And then, as I said about Fekir and Gabbiadini, we will wait a little bit until we get a bit of a base value idea about them and then pounce on them. Transfer offer for Sami Khedira. Atletico Madrid want the German midfielder, but he is going nowhere. He's a player that I've been sort of looking forward to using in this series. I've never used him from recent memory, so we'll give Khedira a run at the club and see how he plays. Transfer offer for Bonucci. Now, this is not Chelsea. We signed him in the Chelsea Career Mode Series, so it seems like Conte wants to follow in my footsteps. Bonucci is going nowhere. He's probably the best player I have used this entire FIFA. You couldn't give me any money. Like, you could offer up £200 million and I still wouldn't accept him because he's irreplaceable. As simple as that. PSG want $46.5 million for Cavani. It's a fair decent amount of money, but we can probably afford that. I'll meet them halfway. That's what I always do. 38 million. That doesn't seem like halfway, but Leverkusen want 34 million for Chicharito. That's a lot more than I thought they would ask for, so I'll say £26.5 million for him. So the final scout reports have happened here for Fekir and Gabbiadini. 79 rated for Fekir. I thought he was a little bit higher rated than that, but he does have decent potential. We'll go in for him. He's a bit of a cheaper option, but I'll say 14 million to start things off. And then Gabbiadini is 80 rated, so we'll approach Napoli to buy. Don't know what Napoli are going to say. Wonder if they'll make us pay more because we're a fellow Italian club. We will start off and I'll say 14 million, just like Fekir. So PSG accept 38 million for Cavani. That's a decent amount, I guess. I'll have to fix up the wages, I would say, or it'll probably do it automatically, but we'll say 2 years, £160,000, important first team player, and yes. And you know what, fellas, whilst we're in the middle of these transfer talks, I'm actually going to conclude the opening episode of the Juve One Season for Glory Career Mode Series here. Next episode, we will continue our transfer talks, hopefully bringing in a brand new striker, and we will also have the Super Coppa against AC Milan, a good test to see just how good we are heading into the Serie A season. But if you did enjoy the opening episode of this Career Mode Series and you're excited to see what the series brings, don't forget to leave a like on the video. Also, make sure that you hit that subscribe button down below if you are new around here. We are posting Career Mode content on the daily. Make sure you check out my social media links, my Snapchat, my Instagram, and my Twitter. All three of those linked down below as per normal. But most importantly, fellas, I hope you have a fantastic day. It has been JarradHD here. I'm out. Peace.